Let's have it. I understand the next financial review members wish to debate is the financial review of the Ministry of Social Development. Will members please turn to the Social Services Committee report, and the question is that the report of the Social Services Committee on the 2010-11 financial review of the Ministry of Social Development be noted. Pesata Sam Lotu-Iiga.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Mr. Chairman, I just want to thank those involved in the financial review of the Ministry of Social Development, including my parliamentary colleague Jacinda Ardern and others seeking the call here today. Sir, I want to commend the report that has been put to the House, sir, and that report details explicitly the range and the scope of the services that the Ministry of Social Development undertakes. And sir, that breadth and depth of services is quite remarkable. We all know that the Ministry deals with care and protection of vulnerable children. They deal with income support, superannuation services, sir, funding to community service providers, social policy and advice to our government, student allowances and loans. And they administer, sir, well over $21 billion. Yes, sir, that is $21 billion a year, easily the largest government spend and a third of all government expenditure, sir. The running costs of the ministry are around $1 billion a year. They have over 300 sites scattered across our nation, and sir, 9,300 staff are committed to the effective implementation of programs and distribution of services, sir. So the revenue is approximately $1.2 billion and the expenditure for the ministry was 1.98. So, sir, as with this government, this particular government department is operating within its means. It is operating a $5.9 million surplus. The committee noted that the Office of the Auditor General gave the ministry a very good rating of its management control environment, as well as good ratings for its financial services and service performance information and associated systems. Sir, one of the real tests for the ministry in the last financial year was how it responded to the earthquakes in Canterbury. And sir, and I will quote the committee's report, this was a very good indication of the capability of this particular organisation, its adaptability and its willingness to cope with a crisis, and its ability to respond to change, which will be important as welfare reforms are also implemented. Sir, it set up welfare centres. It provided extra staff. So it flew in and drove in 800 extra staff from around the country. It ran the government's helpline as people were calling in, asking and pleading for help during this crisis. The ministry and its employees and its agents stepped up to the mark and assisted over 50,000 Cantabrians. Sir, it also distributed $10 million through various non-government organisations that responded to the crisis in Canterbury. The committee, sir, also commended the ministry for seeking capability improvements through the use of technology. They are working hard to share better information, and this will be demonstrated in the new welfare reforms, where information sharing is a critical part of our welfare reforms. It's working with the Ministry of Education, and I know that Minister here today, working between the ministries to deliver services to our young people in particular. Sir, it's an example of this demonstration of the uptake of technology is shown in the Value for Money program. For example, SIFs, or the Children, Young, Youth and Family Social Workers, they're currently trialling iPads and the GPS feature, which improves security of staff who are out on the front line, who are distributing those frontline services. Sir, our committee also looked at the future focus and noted the overall decline of beneficiary numbers. The committee noted that youth unemployment had fallen by 4,000. And since that report, the March benefit figures show that more than 5,000 people who were on the unemployment benefit around New Zealand went off welfare and into work just last month. I just want to repeat that for Ms Ardern. 5,000 young people who were on the unemployment benefit around New Zealand went off welfare and into work last month. And Sir, that is commendable to the Minister of Social Development. It's certainly commendable to the Ministry of Social Development.
Well done. Jacinda Ardern.
Mr. Chair, sometimes I wonder whether or not Mr. Lotu